Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Eric Robbins. I'm a urologist and mind-body healing expert from Los Angeles, California. And I wanted to spend a couple of minutes telling you about my experience in dealing with Matt Season. Matt's really a hypnotist. He's one of the guys that when other hypnotists have problems, they go to see him. I've sent him many of my own patients over the years when people just have problems that I couldn't do anything with, send them to Matt, and he's got miraculous changes with most of them. So I first met Matt back in 2000. I had attended a hypnosis training with a pretty well-known guy up in the northern part of the country, and Matt had just attended the training before myself, and this teacher kind of hooked us up. And what became apparent early on is that Matt was really excelling to the top of the pack very early on. I remember, a lot of people take hypnosis trainings, and most of the people kind of use it among themselves or use self-hypnosis. And Matt, right away got an office and opened it up and started seeing clients and really was fairly computer savvy at that time and really marketed himself well and started gaining a lot of experience really early on. He did an internship with a guy, a pretty well-known guy in this country also. Matt and I both did a year internship with this individual, and with a focus on kind of mind-body issues and using the mind to heal the body. And again, Matt excelled in that. And I remember Matt and I were both on these hypnosis boards like Yahoo groups and that type thing. And people would present their tough problems, and Matt's name just kept showing up and showing up as the go-to guy. He's the guy who answers your questions about tough cases when you were stumped. So I've known Matt for years. I subsequently, over the years, have gone to him personally when I had issues, and the guy's just been phenomenal. Most recently, it seems like he's kind of honed and crystallized everything he's been doing over the past 10 or 12 years, and has created a system now called the Perfect Affirmation for Professionals, and I love this system. Very early on, Matt and I was reading some works by psychologists who did body-centered therapy, where the goal was not necessarily just to get rid of the emotions right away. That the goal was to have people look inside themselves, really get in tune with what's going on inside our bodies, notice the emotions, and instead of just trying to get rid of the emotions just like that, we kind of feel it, experience it, have certain learnings, and then move the emotions through. And it's a very organic, holistic system, and Matt has really perfected that. I'm so thankful. Recently, in fact today, I just finished my third session with Matt using the system, and I fell in love with the system. It's always been very important for me personally that if I have a teacher or someone I'm working with, that person walks their talk, and embodies the teachings. And I have to say, Matt embodies the teachings. He's done his own work. That's been so important to me. He's not a guy who's standing up there looking down on you. I mean, he works with you as an equal. He's done his own work. He's gone to those dark places in himself, and he's shown light and love and all that woo-woo stuff there. And anyway, it's a fantastic, fantastic system. I'd highly recommend anybody out there, coaches, therapists, medical professionals. It's a great system that he's come up with now, and I can't recommend it highly enough, from a great guy. So take advantage of the system. It's awesome.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I'm Matt Season. Welcome to Vancouver Island. It's a wonderful day, and I hope it's nice where you are as well. Today, what I want to share with you is affirmations, and I want to talk about a few things about affirmations. First of all, I want to talk about a couple problems with affirmations, right? I'll share with you what you'll need to do to actually make affirmations work, right? And instead of trying to force their way into the subconscious mind and hoping that the affirmation will catch, there's some things that you can do to actually make affirmations work. And also I'll give you a little technique as far as what you can do to clear out what's inside of your subconscious mind so you can allow the affirmation to take place. Okay, so first of all, a couple things with affirmation. A couple problems with affirmation is, one, first of all, people tend to come up with an affirmation that somebody else has come up with, right? And I'll go on more into depth. And the other problem with affirmations is that they'll tend to come up with something that their subconscious mind didn't have a play in, that their subconscious mind did not have a say in, right? So they'll come up with something, a wild affirmation that may not even connected with who they were spiritually, right? Or even subconsciously. So the subconscious mind is almost kind of like grasping for air, because it's like, where'd that affirmation come from? That's not what I want for my life. But let's go with the first part first. People tend to borrow other people's affirmation, meaning like we've all heard this one. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Right? Now you may have said it. I've said it to my dog. Come here, Murph. Come here. You might have said it over and over again. You might have done it. I know that I used to do it over and over religiously, every day, in every way. I would say it over and over again. I've read up on so many ways to do an affirmation. There was one affirmation where it said, if you say it every day for exactly 108 times a day, then that'll take place. And so I tried all that. I mean, I literally did it every day for years on end. And what I found was every time I said it, or most of every time that I said it, my body was just not resonating with it. It couldn't almost accept it, because it seemed like it was almost too far of a stretch for me. I mean, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. You see how difficult that might be? Like every day in every way? How many different ways in every day can I get better and better? Right? So it was a little bit too much, and so my subconscious mind, more so my body, was not accepting the affirmation. And speaking about the body, I want to talk a little bit more about that. The key, a deep key in actually, if you really want to get into the subconscious part of you, first of all, you've got to use some conscious processes, right? So you've got to first of all make up your mind consciously that you're going to allow yourself to look what's been hidden down inside of you. See, the body, I'm going to throw something at you, and it may not go with the traditional thoughts of hypnosis or hypnotherapy out there, but this is actually what I found working on myself and working with clients on a daily basis. The body is the gateway between the conscious and the subconscious mind. The body is also like a reservoir for the conscious mind. What does that mean? It's a reservoir for the conscious mind. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. But anyway, it's like a reservoir for the conscious mind. Any time in your life, when you were a kid, maybe even all the way up to adulthood, when there was something that you didn't like to feel, a sensation or even a physical emotion, your body agreed with you before coming into this world and said, you know what, when you have something you don't like, I will hold on to it for you. So the body is saying, I will hold on to it for you until you're ready to look at it. This is key, guys. You've got to listen to your body. Your body is the key to making this whole life work, with the universe, with the reality of your situation, because the body is it can stop you or it can bring you closer to what you want. So here's what you want. What's getting in the way? What's getting in the way is the body, not your thoughts. A thought by itself can change. If we could all just think different thoughts, we'd be happy, and we'd be happy all the time. But what's preventing that thought is the sensation, the feeling inside of your body. The more uncomfortable it is, the more difficult it is to change a thought. So you've got to listen to the body. So when you came in here, the body agreed, your body and your conscious mind agreed and said, yes. The conscious mind said, when I don't feel like I want to address something at any particular moment in time because it's not the right time for it, right? Please hold on to it. And at some point, I'm going to look into it so you can release it. The problem was that the body held on to it, and your conscious mind, you never wanted to look at it. So the body, every time a particular situation would come up that you didn't want to look at, you'd stuff it inside of the body. And how do I know you know this? Think about a stressful moment in your life. Think about something that you might have not wanted to feel at a moment of time in your life. And give yourself conscious permission to look at it. Close your eyes and scan your body. What do you notice? There's something uncomfortable inside of your body. Why? Because your body has been holding on to that feeling so that you could look at it and release it. Okay? Your body's been holding on to all these things that you've been stuffing inside of it. It's become a reservoir, and it wants a way out. See, those uncomfortable feelings inside of your body are not sitting there trying to hijack you in a situation. It's actually saying, hey, wake up, listen to me. You agreed that you'd look at me, and you agreed to look at what's inside of this body at some point later on after the event. And it's shaking you up, saying, look at me, I want a way out. I don't want to hold on to this anymore. Right? And the body has a pretty good capacity of being able to hold on to things, but there comes a point when almost too much is too much. There comes a point when you keep stuffing things inside the body will start to shake you up even more so it can wake you up. You might start off with a little ache here and there, a little shoulder ache, a little elbow ache, a little lower back ache, right? And it might move its way up, right, to maybe something like a more serious ache, maybe a sciatica, maybe a constant flu, maybe even as far, sometimes it can even go as far all the way to the other side as cancer. These feelings in your body, again, are not trying to hijack you. These feelings, if you can get this point across, you're going to make life so much easier. These feelings are trying to find a way out through your consciousness. It wants you to acknowledge them so it can let go. It's like, have you ever had like a huge cry, maybe? Or even like you've had a huge argument. You let all these crazy emotions out. And then you experience something my business partner, Randy Shaw, likes to say, is the dump. All of a sudden you let it all go, and then you're like, ah. And then all of a sudden you start thinking more clearly. Right? You might even say, wow, I overreacted to that situation. How could I have done that? It's because you finally acknowledged what was inside the body. You got it out, probably in an unproductive way. I'm going to teach you how to get it out in productive ways. Right? You got it out in an unproductive way, and it created a space. Unfortunately, you sat there and said, oh boy, I never want to feel this again. And guess what you just did? You pushed that feeling down deep inside to the body again. The body's the gateway between the subconscious and conscious mind. It works directly works with the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Right? So if you listen to your body, you'll know what's happening inside your subconscious mind. Really, if you can totally understand that, right, you'll be able to more listen to your body and realize what it's been holding on to so you could release it. Right? Okay. Took a little side journey there, but that was very important. You really got to get to know your mind, your body, and I'm going to give you an exercise at the end of this video where you can come back inside of your body and understand its language, understand the way it wants to talk to you, and it has its specific needs of how it wants to talk to you. Actually, let me stay on the body just a little bit more. Have you ever had, like, maybe somebody comes around you who irritates you, and maybe you're like scratching, right? Because they're irritating you. They're irritating you so much, it's actually irritating your skin, because your skin is the protective mechanism from where you are and the external environment. It's trying to protect you, right, from that energy of the person that walked in the room that you don't like. So it's trying to make you aware, like, whoa, I don't like this person, right? So the body's constantly talking to you. Or you might notice, like, a pain in your neck, right? If somebody comes walking in and you don't like them, you're all of a sudden doing this, you're stretching, you're trying to get it out. Maybe you start having a headache, right? It's because that person was a pain in your neck. All these sayings come from somewhere, right? And it's been our body's way of trying to communicate to us so that we would listen to it. Okay, so off the body for now. Let's come back. So the first problem is using an affirmation that you borrowed from somebody else. The subconscious mind hears this and it's like, Well, that's somebody else's affirmation. It doesn't apply to us. Why would I want to bother with that one? Right? So again, listen to your body. Your body will give you the affirmation. And in the next video, I'll show you how to create your own affirmation, your own perfect affirmation. And the other problem with affirmations is, let's see, so the body, what was the other problem with the affirmation? Oh, the other problem with affirmations is people tend to go overboard with their affirmations. Right? They go for a huge stretch, right? As they like to say, I am a billionaire. I am a billionaire. I am a billionaire. I am a billionaire, right? When inside your subconscious mind, inside your body, it's going, what are you kidding me? I just want enough right now to pay the bills and maybe take a vacation. Let's get there first, right? And if maybe we can get there, then maybe we can start thinking about having maybe $100,000. Right? And then let's get there. And once we get comfortable with $100,000, maybe we can go to million. But people try to go way too far out. Right? And they'll start coming up with that crazy affirmation. I have $1 billion. I have $1 billion. And all of a sudden, the subconscious mind, your body's retaliating against it. Right? It's saying no. Especially if it's not what you want spiritually. If it's not on your spiritual trek, it's going to say no even more so. Right? So you've got to listen. Your body will tell you where you are at any moment in time and what the next step is, what the next 100 feet is in front of you, so you can focus on it. And if you can just focus on the next 100 feet and not go too far out. I know that there's, you can plan, right, but make it a versatile plan, but stay focused on the first 100 feet. Right? If you stay focused on the first 100 feet, more intuition will come up to the surface, and you'll lead an inspired life. And I promise you, you will. Just focus on what's inside of you. Many times people get overwhelmed with things, like they think they have so much to do, and all of a sudden it shuts them down and paralyzes them. Focus on what's in front of you so you can take the next step, and the next step will show itself. Take your time, right? Okay, so two things is people come up with too much of an affirmation, and they borrow other people's affirmation. Find out what your own affirmation is and make it accessible. Right? It doesn't mean that you can't have a crazy affirmation, but build your way up to it. Okay. So what I want to teach you for this first video session is how to learn to listen to your body. Right? And then the next video, I'll teach you how to come up with your own perfect affirmation. Okay. So let's come back inside though. This is what I'd like you to do. Get a piece of paper for the next, who knows, for a while, 7 days, 7 to 14 days. Get this piece of paper. Draw a line down the middle of it, right? And with that line down the middle, on the left side, think about something in your life that you felt calm about, right? And then on the right side, think about a calming scene in your life. Close your eyes and notice everything about the body. I mean everything, not just the big thing, not just the headache, not just the stomach ache, not just the heart palpitation if you have that, or not just the overall feeling of sense of calm. If you have it, great. But if you notice something on your pinky, if your left pinky is starting to itch, notice it. If your eyes are fluttering, notice it. Right? If you're getting a little twitch in your lower back, notice it. If you have a little stomach gurgle that you thought was from a sandwich that you ate a half an hour ago, just notice it. So notice it, write it down. Write all the details down on the right side. Again, go back to the left side, think of another calm scene, write all the details to the right side. And also the reverse. If you're feeling extremely calm, say feeling extremely calm, but notice where it is that in your body that you feel extremely calm. Right? Is your stomach relaxed? Is your heart relaxed? Are your shoulders down and relaxed? Or are they up here like this? Right? Right? So notice, write everything. How do you know that you're calm? Write it down physically. Describe the sensation. So do that for 3 times. 3 scenes on the left of calm, and all the descriptions on the right. And on the bottom of that, come up with 3 events that might have been stressful for you. Right? Notice those events, and on the right side, write down all of the physical sensations that you can muster up. Be very detailed about this. Do this for 7 days. You know what you're going to learn? You're going to learn how to observe your body and what's going on without reacting to it. That's key. Your body has innate internal mechanisms to release the stress inside of you, as long as you can stay out of the way, as long as you can stay out of thinking mode, right? As long as you can stay out of trying to push it down. If you take some time out, take a half an hour, this is your life. Take an hour out a day. to practice this exercise. You're going to get so good at this, you're going to be able to observe what's going on with the body without reacting. And if you cannot react, your decisions will be clearer. And if your decisions will be clearer, your life will become easier. And if your life will become easier, you will become more inspired. And you'll live the life that you truly want to live. So give that a shot. And in the next video, I will show you how to create your own affirmation. Thank you.
And the perfect affirmation, I've been in a place in my life recently where just the idea of someone telling me to do an affirmation, I wanted to punch their teeth in. Because I didn't feel it, you know, I was hurting inside. But the perfect affirmation came from my subconscious and conscious mind working together for the exact right phrase that would elicit the kind of response, the kind of healing and growth that I want. It wasn't a pat phrase that someone gave me. You can't imagine the power. This is not like any affirmation you've ever heard before. It's like the iceberg. Other affirmations are the 10%. This affirmation is the other 90%. It will get to the stuff below the surface. It's amazing. Just do it.